Hey, Cub fans! Thanks for joining us here on Randy Talks Cubs. Cubs lost to the Braves tonight 7-0, and it really wasn't even that close, if you can believe it. Dropped to 24-19. We only had 3 hits tonight and didn't walk. 3 hits, no walks, 11 strikeouts. Complete and total domination by Chris Sale and the two relievers that came in and pitched the 8th and the ninth. The 3 hits we got were not hit hard. Patrick Wisdom had a double. It was a pop-up that fell between the left fielder, center fielder, and the shortstop. Belly had a line drive single to left in the first. Sliced. It wasn't really hit that hard. And Madrigal had a ground ball that made its way into center field up the middle. So the 3 hits that we had weren't hit hard at all. We didn't walk. So we were 0 for 1 with runners in scoring position, only left on base 4 total. So offensively, it was not good. I don't remember the last time we've scored a run. It's been a while. So let's go ahead and go through the lineup. The first thing is Nico Horner was a late scratch. They originally had him slotted in the leadoff spot playing shortstop, but just before game time, they scratched him. Left hamstring tightness, if you can believe that. So the lineup goes like this. Patrick Wisdom makes his first ever start in the leadoff spot playing third base. Seiya was in right field. Belly was at first base tonight, hitting third. Christopher Morel at the in the cleanup spot, DHing. Tauchman was in left field, hitting fifth. Madrigal played second base, hitting sixth. Miguel Amaya was catching, hitting seventh. Miles Mastroboni played shortstop tonight, hitting eighth. And PCA was in center field, hitting ninth. So not much to talk about really offensively, but I'll give you the rundown. Patrick Wisdom struck out in the first, third, and sixth, swinging. So he goes 1 for 4, drops his average down to 303. Seiya Suzuki went 0 for 4, had a strikeout in the first. His average is now at 273. Cody went 1 for 4 with a couple of strikeouts. 254 is his new average. Christopher Morel went 0 for 3. His average is 219, and he got hit by a pitch in the first inning, and he DH'd tonight, which didn't surprise me because he fouled one off his left big toe yesterday, and it looked like he may not be able to return. So that we know it was sore, but it's unbelievable. Like, Nico gets scratched late, and then first inning, Christopher Morel gets hit by a Chris Sale slider that literally clips him in the left big toe. I'm like, it's beginning to get too much for me. So Christopher Morel is just getting beat up. He's got all these nicks all over him. So I don't know if he's going to need to take some time off to heal up, but he looks a little hobbled to me. So it'll be something to pay attention to, Christopher Morel's health. Talk was in left field hitting fifth. He went 0 for 4. He had 2 strikeouts. His average is down 260. Madrigal with his 1 for 3. He bumps up to 200 even. Miguel Amaya 0 for 3, down to 188. Miles Mastroboni. Miles played really well at shortstop. I'll talk about some of his plays. But he's hitting 188, and he went 0 for 3. And Miles Mastroboni, like tonight, he was just overmatched. Chris Sale's nasty. Mastroboni can't. He was lucky to ground out to second twice, rolled over. And then he faced the nasty lefty in the 8th, struck out. It seems to me, and this is anecdotal thinking, it's not me looking at it, he just really gets bad matchups. It seems like he's constantly facing a nasty left-handed pitcher, and he just hasn't been able to get a good look at much. So Miles Mastroboni hitting 130. PCA goes 0 for 2. He gets hit by a pitch in the third inning. He's hitting 234. PCA made a nice catch as well. So Chris Sale, he is what he is. He's an outstanding lefty, and he looked at tonight. He goes 7 innings, just gives up 2 hits, struck out 9, and didn't walk anybody. So I guess you got to tip your hat a little bit to Chris Sale tonight. We just ran into a buzzsaw. Let's go to Jameson Tyone. Jameson making his first start in about 10 days, so he's coming back off a little bit of a time. Comes in with 4 starts under his belt, 24 innings, has a 1.13 ERA, 16 strikeouts, 5 walks, good whip at .87. And yeah, a little bit rough. He struggled quite a bit tonight. He goes 4 innings, gives up 7 hits and 7 runs. 2 of them were earned. We had an error tonight, and the one error was on Jameson in that 4th inning where he gave up 6 runs. So let's go ahead and talk about it. He gets through the first, and it sure could have been worse. He gives up a run, but it could have been worse. Darno, with 2 on and 1 out, hit a line drive right back at him, and it literally found his glove about shoulder high on the left side. And that ball could have and should have gone through, scoring a run, and then it could have been trouble. So the first inning, giving up just the 1 run, it sure could have been worse. In the second inning, he gives up just 1 hit, has a strikeout, 11 pitches, 8 strikes to get out of the second. So that looked pretty good. Third inning, he just had 1 walk, struck out Ozuna in that inning, 19 pitches, 10 strikes. So he's through the second and the third, and you're thinking, okay, maybe he's gonna settle in. And then 4th inning, he gives up a leadoff home run to Harris. Then he makes the error on a comebacker by Arcia. Should have just been a little topper, tap back to him. He should have just caught it and thrown him out. So E1, Arcia's on. Kelenic with a single. He walked short. Has a wild pitch to score a run, so there's runners on second and third. And Acuna hits a ground ball to Mastroboni, and Kelenic, I think, hesitated a little bit. He heads for home, and Mastroboni made a real nice play to cut down Kelenic in that 4th inning. So Acuna goes 6-2. Then Jameson walks Albies. Ozuna with a sac fly, but it was deep. It was so close to being a grand slam, not even funny. But it was a sac fly to left field. It didn't matter because Olsen followed him with a 3-run bomb, just a monster. Olsen's a beast. I like him at first base, too. I've got a little Olsen envy, I think. And then Jameson gets out Darno 5-3. So, 6-run 4th after the 1 run in the first, and that was going to be plenty. The 1 run in the first was going to be plenty. So that was going to be Jameson's night. So that's what he finishes with. Because of the error, only 2 of the runs were earned. So his earned run average bumped up to 1.61. So 5th inning, they bring Cuas back, and Cuas ends up pitching pretty well. In fact, our relievers went through the last 4 innings, didn't give anything up run-wise. So Cuas gets out of the 5th, strikes out Kelenic, and walks Harris, gets out of it 15 pitches. He gets out of the 6th inning, gives up just the 1 hit to Albies, 19 pitches. So it's a pretty good outing by Jose Cuas tonight. And then we got to look at Tyson Miller. And if you haven't heard, let me go ahead and talk to you about Tyson Miller. The Cubs have traded Jake Slaughter, 27-year-old infielder at Iowa, to the Mariners for former Cub and draft choice. Cubs drafted Tyson Miller in the 4th round in 2016. And so Tyson Miller comes over. He had a 3.09 ERA in 11 2/3 innings with the Mariners, 12 strikeouts and 1 walk with a sub-1 whip of .771. Average against was 186. So just that line, I'll give it to you again because that line is very interesting. And what he looked like tonight, that line to me kind of showed up. So in just 11 2/3 innings this year with the Mariners, 12 strikeouts, 1 walk, .771 whip, average against 186. 2-pitch guy, 60% four-seamer, 38% slider. And he's got a motion that resembles Cuas. It's kind of a lot of elbows and knees and comes down low. Pretty nasty on right-handers, and that's what he looked like tonight. So we gave up Jake Slaughter, though, and I guess time will tell. Jake in Iowa this year in 32 games, he was slashing .297 with a .392 on base, .487 slug, OPS at .879, 5 home runs, 10 stolen bases, was playing all the infield positions, had 18 games at second base, 8 games at third, played 5 games at first, and 1 game at shortstop. So, I don't know, time will tell. I really like Jake Slaughter. I think he was a pretty good stick, and he was versatile. Probably he was blocked here with the Cubs, so probably made sense for him to go somewhere else, and I think he fits in nicely with the Mariners. But I did like Tyson Miller, the way he looked tonight. So, we'll see. Time will tell. But he goes the 7th and the 8th, doesn't give up any runs, 1 hit in the 7th to Arcia. And just went 1, 2, 3 in the 8th. Like I said, it looks nasty against righties. So potentially he looks like he might be something. I think the good news outside of Cuas looked good and Tyson Miller looked good is we did make some really nice plays. Miles Mastroboni can play shortstop. He's sitting 133, but he can play shortstop. He made a really nice play in the second inning to get Albies on a ball hit in the hole, and he made a little bit of the Dansby slide backhand, got up and threw Albies out. It was a really nice play. In the 4th inning, the play he made to gun down Kelnick at home plate was really nice. Seiya made a phenomenal running catch in the 7th inning on a line drive hit by Kelnick. It was hit hard. Line drive headed toward the wall, would have really hit the wall in the air, and Seiya running straight back makes a running catch over his shoulder. And then PCA made a really nice play in the 8th inning, tracking down a ball hit by Acuna, and he just gets such a quick read and takes a good path, and he just sort of glides, and he gets back to the right center field gap and catches the ball just maybe a step in front of the wall. So some really pretty nice defense. I thought Wizzy looked good at third base tonight. So, and Mastroboni can play short. There's just no question. And so I start to look at the lineup that we had tonight. And, offensively we got some issues with that lineup. I don't know. I just don't know what we're going to do with the injuries and what we've got. Hap was set down. He's just not hitting. We've got problems offensively, and I know that the Braves pitcher, especially Sale tonight, I know they've been really good, but we're gonna have to figure something out pretty quick. This team, with the offensive struggles that we've had, with the injuries, the bullpen blow-ups, it has been a roller coaster ride this season, first month and a half, with everything that's gone on. And I still, in my mind, can't believe we're 24-19. We're just a game back. I'm like, that. How in the world are we just a game back with everything that we've had to deal with? It's been a rough go. And I don't even really know what that means, other than at some point aren't we going to get healthy? Aren't our guys going to start doing what we think and know they can do? So, it's depressing, but on the bright side, we're 24-19, we're a game back. All we need, I just want to win the division. I guess I don't need to sweep the Braves in Atlanta to do that. And to be honest with you, if you'd have told me going into the series that we would get swept, I wouldn't have been surprised. And if you'd asked me what my goal was, I'd say I want 1. I wasn't thinking we're going to get 2. So we still can get 1, but we don't have to sweep the Braves in Atlanta to win this division. And I think that's what we need to make sure we don't lose track of. We're we're in this thing, and as Cub fans, when you're in it, that's it. That's what we want. And to be 24-19, 5 games over 500, a game back in the division with all of the stuff that we've had to deal with so far this year, I mean, I just feel like it's going to have to turn. So, tonight we get 3 hits. All 3 are meek. We don't walk and we strike out 11 times. And you go, well, we're awful. Well, we're 24-19, second place. So we're going to try to figure out a way. But there's a lot going against us, and hopefully we'll start getting some guys back. Wicks and Smiley are starting to make some rehab. They're scheduled to make some rehab starts, so they should be close. And that's all we can do. We got to go with what we've got until something changes. And like tonight, this lineup, I would have predicted it. The lineup Wizzy making that start first time he started at the leadoff spot was worrisome to me, and pretty much what I thought was going to happen did. But I don't know. That's what we've got. So we've got it doesn't get easier tomorrow. We got Charlie Morton tomorrow. He's very capable of shutting us down as well. And even though it's not posted, to me, I'm thinking it's going to be Javier Assad, but we don't know for sure. So, guys, thanks for joining us here on Radio Talks Cubs. I really appreciate you joining us, and we'll see what we can get done with the Braves tomorrow night. Go Cubs, go.